Alright, it is currently 12:08 p.m. As you'll recall, right here at 6:33 a.m., the fake sun is positioned on the adjacent side of the building, reflecting off of Unit 48's window to create ridiculous light activity such as my shadow appearing at a distance. And so you have what is 6 hours later, the fake sun is over my head, and it moves as I move back toward the front door. And in this building, the demons are stalking with amplified audible activity, and Tracy Banks is in the apartment. Remember, also engaging in what is threatening to engage in criminal summoning, harassment, while the demons are monitoring. And the fake sun moves as I move. That's the City of Ontario gang stalking, amplified train, fake suns reflecting off of a window, demon using their vehicle. The ignition is running. Okay, getting out of the stalking and surveillance in the vehicles while the entities engage in psychological torture. This is the same demon gang stalk with the Ontario PD at 5 in the evening, 6842707, license 5PWZ767. This is surveillance. And they're sharing in psychological torture while they're maintaining activity creation in the parking lot for purposes of stalking. Remember, the fake sun's no longer over her front door, and this is not over Alvarado Gardens in Los Angeles. The Ontario Police Department is being prosecuted, disbanded, while the people of the state are gang stalking with them. Let me show you what's over here. This is Crossing Path, Title 18. And remember, the fake sun is over the roof of this building, like I documented, at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. And it's also over the same apartment complex that's looking at demons. They're just not wearing RGS uniforms. This is the entity that's gang stalking as one. And these are sex offenders. These are demons that are engaging in what is psychological torture while amplified booming is sounding inside of the apartment. As I walk outside, amplified train. As I walk outside the fake sun, the City of Ontario, that's the removal of Polyon, the prosecution of the gang stalking police department. This is P.O.C. It's all crossing path. None of this is sunlight. And it's also not sunlight when it's inside of the apartment. Nothing is causing the sunlight to be across Tracy Banks' ceiling, along the behind the front door, piercing through the peephole. It's all engineered light while they're sharing in psychological torture and doing so with impunity. While everything I'm publishing about this gang stalking, which is a furtherance of murder and kidnapping, while the people of the state are gang stalking as a community. Linda Reyes is going to federal prison. This is documentation of her impunity. Daryl J. Carter, AVANATH Capital Management's impunity. Gang stalking with what you understand to be RGS when they're under the fake sun, merely holding props at 6:33 in the morning. This is P.O.C. Amplified booming is psychological torture. Stalking, this is what they're sitting in their vehicles in engineer light monitoring. Sounding train activity in engineer light monitoring. Amplifying booming noises inside of the apartment in engineer light monitoring. That's P.O.C. Sex offenders monitoring my vagina as well. Coming onto the grounds, gang stalking with the population and residing by gang stalking by place of residence. That's not sunlight. Coming inside of the apartment on the floor and doing so as I leave from the couch to go to the kitchen, stalking with noise, which is again relevant to psychological torture. This is impossible light that's on the inside of the apartment where demons are engaging in gang stalking by residents. All 144 units are losing their housing. They're all going to be prosecuted also for federal stalking apart from gang stalking, and also the entity engaging in gang stalking with the intent to obstruct justice. That's relevant to federal prison, mental asylums, while you see them engaging in surveillance under the fake sun and engineer light. That's what they're engaging in, and they're engaging in conspicuous stalking while they're also monitoring the evidence against them, and they represent the state. This is what, by the way, Jason Isaac Fields is engaging in. He will under no circumstances share in ownership. The government will under no circumstances share in ownership of my intellectual property where my life is remaining under threat as well. And the government is monitoring with the entity that is demon possessed and engaging in surveillance and ongoing psychological torture and harassment and terrorism because I am documenting them as well. Their obsession with me is because they are indeed demon possessed. That's not sunlight. This is P.O.C. Tracy Banks is gang stalking on the opposite side of this wall. And this is where the fake sun is setting after 6 p.m. That's P.O.C. These are sex offenders and they're going to be prosecuted, including AVANATH's employees who are all going to prison. The demon that you heard laughing in the background, she's in Unit 41. They're going to mental asylums. P.O.C.